Seniors, listen up. The fish you're eating could be silently killing you. If you're over 60, you need to hear this. The fish you're eating could be silently loading your body with deadly toxins, savagely inflaming your brain, and brutally speeding up aging faster than you ever realized. A shocking 2020 study uncovered a horrifying truth. Seniors who consumed high-toxin fish faced a 70% higher risk of sudden memory loss and heart attacks. And it's not just rare, exotic fish, it's the everyday ones you trust at your local supermarket. Today, we're ripping back the curtain to reveal the 4 most dangerous fishes you must never let near your plate. And, crucially, the 4 powerhouse fishes you need to start eating right now to stay razor-sharp, incredibly strong, and fiercely independent. Ranked from least to most dangerous, and then from least to most powerful. This is vital information you cannot ignore. Stay until the very end, because the final fish on our danger list is the hidden killer nobody dares to talk about. Before we dive into this life-altering revelation, tell me in the comments, what seafood do you usually buy when you shop? Now, without any further ado, let's start with a terrifying truth. Seniors consistently exposed to mercury-heavy fish showed nearly double the brain shrinkage within just 5 short years. Here's precisely how this happens, and what you must avoid immediately to protect your precious health. Dangerous fish number 4. Swordfish. Swordfish might look like a premium, healthy choice at the seafood counter, thick, meaty, and seemingly perfect for grilling. But for seniors, swordfish is, unequivocally, one of the most dangerous fish you could ever consume. Here's the grim, unvarnished truth. Swordfish are apex predators. They reign high on the ocean food chain, living long, voracious lives and consuming hundreds of smaller fish over time. This means they relentlessly absorb and store massive amounts of mercury and other insidious environmental toxins directly in their flesh. Mercury is especially devastating for older adults. Your body's natural ability to detoxify mercury declines sharply with age, and even seemingly low levels of mercury exposure have been directly linked to debilitating memory loss, crippling depression, chronic fatigue, muscle weakness, severe kidney damage, and alarmingly faster cognitive decline. A chilling 2023 study published in Neurology Today revealed that seniors with the highest blood mercury levels faced a 38% greater risk of dementia within just 5 years. The scariest part, most of them initially displayed no obvious symptoms. Mercury accumulates silently, one meal here, one succulent steak there, until suddenly your memory begins to slip, your balance treacherously weakens, and your heart-won independence starts to vanish before your very eyes. Swordfish doesn't just pose a brain threat. It's also been definitively linked to devastating cardiovascular damage. According to a critical report by the Environmental Working Group, mercury exposure savagely impairs the body's ability to regulate blood pressure and directly damages the delicate lining of blood vessels, making terrifying heart attacks and debilitating strokes far more likely. Seniors are already at an elevated risk, and consuming swordfish simply pours gasoline on that raging fire. And here's something the seafood industry will vehemently deny. The FDA's own rigorous testing has consistently found swordfish samples with mercury levels far exceeding the declared safe limit. Some swordfish steaks contain so much mercury that a single portion can astonishingly exceed your weekly safe exposure by double or even triple. For a senior with slower detoxification systems and more fragile organs, this can be catastrophic. If you spot swordfish on the menu, don't just skip it, run from it. Every single bite could be silently wrecking your memory, your heart, and your precious future. Dangerous fish number 3. Farmed tilapia. Coming in at number 3 on our danger list is farmed tilapia. Now, you might have heard tilapia deceptively described as a light, low-fat, or even heart-healthy option. But when you unflinchingly dig into the undeniable facts, farmed tilapia emerges as one of the most deceptive and dangerous fishes a senior could ever consume. First, the tilapia farming conditions are utterly shocking. Over 80% of the world's tilapia supply originates from overcrowded, grotesquely polluted fish farms, predominantly in China and parts of Southeast Asia. These unfortunate fish are raised in filthy, stagnant water, often fed unnatural, processed diet concocted from corn and soy instead of their natural aquatic diet. Even worse, they are mercilessly pumped full of antibiotics, growth hormones, and even banned carcinogenic chemicals just to keep them alive long enough to sell. A chilling 2023 report from the Environmental Protection Agency revealed that farmed tilapia frequently contains residues of veterinary drugs, industrial contaminants, and even carcinogenic pesticides like malachite green. But the most terrifying part isn't merely the toxins. It's what farmed tilapia actively does inside your body after you eat it. A groundbreaking study out of Wake Forest University School of Medicine found that the fat profile of farmed tilapia is dramatically pro-inflammatory, even worse than indulging in bacon or donuts. Farmed tilapia contains pitifully low omega-3 south, but shockingly sky-high levels of omega-6 fatty acids, especially arachidonic acid. In simple terms, consuming farmed tilapia can massively spike inflammation throughout your entire body, relentlessly fueling devastating arthritis, crippling heart disease, debilitating diabetes, and even deadly cancer. For seniors, this is utterly catastrophic. Chronic inflammation is already escalating naturally with age. Introduce farmed tilapia into the mix, and you are literally throwing gasoline on a raging, destructive fire. Seniors who regularly consume highly inflammatory foods are scientifically proven to suffer more memory loss, elevated blood pressure, and alarmingly faster muscle wasting. A sobering 2020 clinical study in aging and disease revealed that seniors with higher inflammatory markers aged biologically 9 years faster than their peers, leading to more agonizing hospitalizations, debilitating fractures, and even premature death. Farmed tilapia is like a hidden health landmine lurking on your plate. If you truly value your memory, your mobility, and your very life, it's time to permanently erase it from your diet. Now, if you thought tilapia was bad, the next fish on our list is even worse, and it's one many seniors are unknowingly trusting as a healthy alternative. Dangerous fish number 2, king mackerel. At number 2 on our danger list is king mackerel. And let me be absolutely crystal clear, not all mackerel are bad. Some types, like Atlantic mackerel, are incredibly healthy. But king mackerel is a completely different, horrifying story, and one of the most dangerous fishes a senior could possibly consume. King mackerel is another large, long-living predatory fish, meaning it tragically accumulates staggering, toxic levels of mercury over its lifespan. In fact, according to the FDA and EPA's updated seafood advisory, king mackerel consistently ranks as one of the highest mercury fish tested, sometimes even surpassing swordfish in sheer toxicity levels. Seniors who consume king mackerel, even occasionally, risk slowly building up insidious mercury levels in their precious brain, vital kidneys, and essential heart. And the devastating damage doesn't stay hidden for long. Mercury exposure directly attacks the brain's myelin sheath, the critical protective layer around your nerves, leading to agonizingly slower thinking, terrifying memory lapses, debilitating tremors, and a chillingly higher risk of Alzheimer's. A sobering 2020 clinical study published in the Brain Health Journal found that seniors with elevated mercury levels exhibited up to 50% more brain shrinkage compared to those with minimal exposure. This isn't merely memory loss. This is irreversible brain death silently unfolding beneath the surface, tragically stealing your independence and your dignity. But your heart isn't safe either. Mercury ruthlessly damages blood vessels by promoting oxidative stress and inflammation. In seniors, this leads to dangerously thickened arteries, skyrocketing blood pressure, and a terrifying spike in heart attack and stroke risk. In one longitudinal study, researchers found that seniors with the highest mercury exposure faced a 70% greater risk of cardiovascular events compared to those with lower exposure. Think about that for a second. 70% higher, simply from the wrong fish on your plate. King mackerel might appear sleek and healthy on the outside, but inside, it's a biological time bomb. If you care about safeguarding your memory, your heart, and your very life, this is one fish you should never let near your dinner table again. But believe it or not, there's still one fish even more dangerous than king mackerel. And it's a fish many seniors proudly eat, mistakenly thinking it's one of the healthiest choices they can make. Dangerous fish number 1, farmed Atlantic salmon. And now, the number 1 most dangerous fish for seniors, farmed Atlantic salmon. I know this might utterly shock you. You've probably been told that salmon is heart healthy, great for your brain, and packed with omega-3 south. And that's absolutely true for wild salmon. But farmed Atlantic salmon is a completely different creature altogether. And for seniors, it's one of the worst hidden health threats sitting in your kitchen right now. First, let's talk about the insidious toxins. Farmed Atlantic salmon are raised in overcrowded, disease-ridden pens where brutal disease outbreaks are rampant. To keep these desperately sick fish alive long enough to sell, the industry mercilessly douses them with antibiotics, pesticides, and even chemicals banned in many countries. A massive 2023 Norwegian study published in Food and Chemical Toxicology found that farmed Atlantic salmon harbored up to 5 times more carcinogenic polychlorinated biphenyls (PCBs) and dioxins than any other seafood tested. These horrific chemicals are scientifically proven to cause cancer, severely damage the immune system, and tragically accelerate aging at the cellular level. For seniors, whose bodies are less efficient at detoxifying harmful substances, regularly eating farmed salmon is like slowly poisoning your system with every single meal. But the danger doesn't stop with chemicals. The fat in farmed salmon is fundamentally damaged. Instead of being richly packed with clean omega-3 fatty acids like wild salmon, farmed salmon contains dangerously high levels of omega-6 fatty acids, the exact type of inflammatory fats that relentlessly drive agonizing arthritis, crippling heart disease, debilitating obesity, and tragic memory loss. A 2022 study in the Journal of Nutritional Biochemistry confirmed that seniors with diets high in omega-6 south and low in omega-3 south faced a 70% higher risk of cognitive decline compared to those with a healthier fat balance. Even the color of farmed salmon is a complete deception. Wild salmon are naturally vibrant pink from consuming krill and shrimp. Farmed salmon are a dull, unappetizing gray. To make them deceptively look healthy, farmers feed them synthetic color additives like astaxanthin analogues, industrial compounds that can have unknown, devastating long-term effects on human health. And if you're thinking, well, I'll just eat it once in a while, think again. According to a grim 2023 Environmental Working Group report, consuming just 2 servings of farmed Atlantic salmon per month exposes you to enough PCBs to increase your lifetime cancer risk by 25%. That's just 2 dinners a month, enough to permanently shift your health trajectory for the worse. Farmed Atlantic salmon might wear a healthy disguise, but inside, it's loaded with insidious toxins, inflammatory fats, and hidden poisons that can brutally shrink your brain, savagely inflame your joints, and mercilessly weaken your heart. If you truly value your future, your strength, and your mind, farmed salmon should never touch your plate again. Now that we've bravely exposed the most dangerous fish, let's shift gears. Because not all fish are harmful. In fact, a select few can dramatically boost your health, laser sharpen your mind, and powerfully strengthen your body if you eat them the right way. Safe fish number 4. Sardines. At number 4 on the must-eat list for seniors are sardines. Now I get it. Sardines don't possess the flashy, glamorous image of a salmon steak or a tuna fillet. They're small, they're canned, and they're undeniably cheap. But when it comes to vital senior health, sardines are one of the most powerful weapons you can possibly wield against aging. And the science definitively proves it. First, sardines are absolutely bursting with omega-3 fatty acids. And not just any omega-3 south. Sardines deliver EPA and DHA in a perfectly bioavailable form your aging body can absorb instantly, without needing complex conversion steps. These omega-3 south are critically important because, after 60, your body's ability to repair brain cells, powerfully reduce arterial inflammation, and perfectly regulate your immune system weakens drastically. Without enough omega-3 south, seniors become sitting ducks for devastating memory loss, crippling heart disease, agonizing arthritis, and even soul-crushing depression. A massive 2022 study from Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience found that seniors with higher blood levels of EPA and DHA experienced a 50% slower rate of cognitive decline compared to those with lower levels. But sardines don't stop at saving your brain. They are also incredibly loaded with calcium, astonishingly, more calcium per serving than milk, and naturally occurring vitamin D, which is absolutely essential for getting that calcium precisely where it needs to go. Into your bones. Research from Johns Hopkins University showed that seniors with adequate vitamin D and calcium intake had a 43% lower risk of hip fractures, which is one of the most devastating and disabling injuries after 60. And here's something you might not know. Sardines are packed with coenzyme Q10 CoQ10, a powerful antioxidant critical for robust heart health. Seniors naturally produce less COX-10 with age, and low levels have been definitively linked to heart failure, chronic fatigue, and muscle weakness. Regularly eating sardines can naturally boost your COX-10 levels, dramatically improving your energy, your heart's pumping power, and your overall vitality. Plus, sardines offer a major practical advantage. They're incredibly affordable, shelf-stable, and effortlessly easy to prepare. No fancy cooking skills needed. Simply open a can, drizzle a little olive oil, perhaps a squeeze of fresh lemon, and you've got a complete, anti-aging meal ready in minutes. But while sardines are powerful, the next fish on our must-eat list delivers even stronger protection and could be the ultimate key to reversing years of silent inflammation deep inside your body. Safe fish number 3, wild-caught salmon. Number 3 on our must-eat list is wild-caught salmon. And let me be very, very clear, only wild-caught salmon, never farmed. Because for seniors, wild-caught salmon isn't just another healthy food. It's a complete anti-aging system, packed into one truly delicious meal. First, wild-caught salmon is one of the richest natural sources of EPA and DHA, that's a crucial omega-3 fatty acids that your brain, heart, and joints are absolutely starving for as you gracefully age. A landmark 2023 study in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society followed over 6,000 seniors for 5 years. It conclusively found that those with the highest omega-3 blood levels experienced a 47% lower risk of cognitive impairment and a 39% lower risk of death from heart disease compared to those with low levels. Think about that. Consuming omega-3 rich foods like wild salmon could literally help you live longer and stay mentally sharp enough to truly enjoy those precious extra years. But wild salmon doesn't just supercharge brain power. It's also a secret weapon against the two insidious silent killers that stealthily sneak up on seniors: inflammation and oxidative stress. Wild salmon contains astaxanthin, a rare, potent antioxidant that gives the fish its natural, vibrant deep pink color. Astaxanthin is an astonishing 6,000 times more powerful than vitamin C and an incredible 800 times stronger than COX-10 in neutralizing destructive free radicals. These free radicals are the rogue molecules that savagely destroy your cells, damage your precious DNA, and mercilessly speed up the visible and invisible signs of aging. A compelling 2020 trial published in the Journal of Clinical Nutrition and Aging showed that seniors who consumed astaxanthin-rich foods like wild salmon had dramatically fewer inflammatory markers in their blood and even exhibited improved muscle strength and skin elasticity after just 3 months. Another key, transformative benefit is salmon's clean protein. Seniors face a major risk of sarcopenia, the progressive, debilitating loss of muscle mass that can leave you weak, frail, and dependent. Wild-caught salmon delivers highly digestible, muscle-building protein without the inflammatory byproducts you often get from processed meats. A 2020 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition confirmed that seniors who consumed higher quality protein from sources like wild fish maintained 30% more muscle mass than their peers on standard diets. Wild-caught salmon isn't just food, it's life insurance for your brain, your heart, and your muscles. If you're genuinely serious about staying strong, clear-headed, and vibrant into your 70s, 80s, and beyond, make wild-caught salmon a centerpiece of your diet. But as good as wild-caught salmon is, the next fish on our list offers a different kind of unparalleled protection, one that specifically targets your arteries, your joints, and your immune system simultaneously. Safe fish number 2, Atlantic mackerel. Coming in at number 2 on our must-eat list is Atlantic mackerel. And please, don't confuse it with king mackerel, which we already exposed as dangerously high in mercury. Atlantic mackerel is a totally different story. And for seniors, it could be the profound difference between vibrant, thriving health and a slow, agonizing decline. First, Atlantic mackerel is one of the richest natural sources of omega-3 fatty acids on the entire planet, astonishingly, even higher than salmon. Every bite delivers a potent dose of EPA and DHA, the exact building blocks your aging brain and heart desperately crave. A compelling 2023 longitudinal study published in the Journal of Aging Research found that seniors who consumed oily fish like Atlantic mackerel 3 times a week experienced a 52% lower risk of stroke, a 43% lower risk of dementia, and even significantly stronger grip strength, a key, reliable predictor of longevity. This fish is also an incredible source of selenium, a vital mineral that acts like an internal shield against oxidative stress and immune decline. Selenium levels naturally plummet with age, and low selenium has been linked to a weakened immune response, higher cancer risk, and faster cognitive aging. Seniors with optimal selenium intake are shown to suffer half the rate of infections and dramatically lower rates of cardiovascular disease, according to a 2023 meta-analysis published in Nutrients. Atlantic mackerel offers a clean, bioavailable dose of selenium that powerfully supports your immune system from the inside out. And here's another huge advantage for seniors. Atlantic mackerel is naturally low in mercury. Because it's a smaller fish with a shorter lifespan, it doesn't accumulate dangerous, heavy metals the way bigger predatory fish do. The FDA Seafood Advisory ranks Atlantic mackerel among the safest choices for older adults, pregnant women, and children. That means you can enjoy it regularly without any fear of silently poisoning your brain or kidneys. Finally, Atlantic mackerel is rich in high-quality protein, absolutely essential for preserving muscle mass and fiercely fighting sarcopenia. Seniors who consume oily fish like mackerel regularly demonstrate better balance, stronger mobility, and greater resistance to falls compared to those who don't, according to a 2024 clinical trial published in the Journal of Aging. Atlantic mackerel is truly nature's perfect senior superfood, clean, incredibly powerful, and loaded with the exact nutrients your brain, heart, and muscles crave as you age. If you want to stay strong, fiercely independent, and mentally sharp, this humble little fish could become your ultimate secret weapon. And now, we're heading to the number one fish you should be eating, the ultimate anti-aging powerhouse, hiding in plain sight. Safe fish number one. Herring, at the very top of our must-eat list, is a fish that almost no one talks about, but it could be the single most important one for seniors. Herring. If you yearn for a food that heroically protects your brain, magnificently shields your heart, profoundly strengthens your bones, and even noticeably slows visible aging, herring quietly outperforms almost every other fish out there. First, let's talk about unparalleled brain health. Herring is absolutely loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, specifically an extremely high concentration of DHA. DHA is the omega-3 that directly builds the physical structure of your brain cells. Without enough DHA, your neurons weaken, your brain alarmingly shrinks, and cognitive decline speeds up dramatically. A major 2023 study published in the Journal of Neurology found that seniors who consumed high DHA fish, like herring, at least twice a week, faced a 63% lower risk of developing dementia compared to seniors who rarely ate fish. That's not a small margin. That's the monumental difference between aging with your mind gloriously intact or tragically slipping into memory loss, confusion, and the agonizing loss of independence. But herring doesn't stop at protecting your brain. It's one of the rare natural foods that delivers an almost perfect balance of omega-3 to omega-6 fats. Unlike farmed fish or processed meats, herring keeps inflammation decisively down without actively promoting it. Low inflammation means healthier arteries, more flexible joints, stronger immune defenses, and a dramatically lower risk of heart attacks, strokes, and devastating autoimmune diseases. A compelling 2024 clinical trial in cardiovascular aging found that seniors who maintained low systemic inflammation markers experienced 35% fewer hospitalizations and lived an average of 6 years longer than those battling chronic inflammation. But it gets even better. Herring is incredibly rich in natural selenium and vitamin A, to critical micronutrients that robustly support vision, optimal thyroid function, unwavering immune strength, and vibrant skin regeneration. Seniors who maintain strong selenium and vitamin A levels exhibit lower rates of infections, better wound healing, and slower visible aging, preserving not just years on their life, but life in their years. Finally, herring delivers all these profound benefits without the heavy price tag of trendy, overhyped fish. It's affordable, widely available in fresh, pickled, or canned forms, and incredibly easy to prepare for seniors living alone or managing simpler kitchens. No complicated recipes, no expensive ingredients, just pure, accessible nutrition your body can instantly recognize and utilize immediately. Herring is truly the forgotten superfood of healthy aging. If you aspire to protect your brain, strengthen your body, dramatically lower your disease risk, and keep living independently for as long as humanly possible, make herring a regular, non-negotiable part of your diet starting today. Your future self will profoundly thank you. Now you know the undeniable truth. The fish you choose could either tragically steal your memory, brutally wreck your heart, and mercilessly accelerate your aging, or it could powerfully help you stay razor-sharp, incredibly strong, and vibrantly alive for decades longer. Choose wisely. Choose survival. Before you go, let me know in the comments, have you eaten any of these dangerous fishes before? And what's your favorite way to prepare seafood? We read every single comment, and I'd love to hear from you. And if you found this video truly eye-opening, don't forget to hit the subscribe button right now. We have so much more senior-focused health content coming your way, and trust me, you do not want to miss it. Thanks for watching.